3. I'm paying attention now. I hate these even more.
I agree. This part always makes my shell itch. I actually don't feel you when we're in one of these, Guardian. Let's move quick.
Focus ray. Here and now. You're entering the Vex exclusion zone, Guardian. Find how they're co-opting the Nine's power and put a stop to it.
Huh. Deep scans are picking up dark matter and deep mantle drilling. This place looks like a quarry geared towards mining out the anomaly's power.
So they're using 3 on the other side to strengthen their shields? We can't remove all the dark matter, but we can neutralize the threat long enough to push deeper into the canyons. I want this refinery in flames, Guardian. Orin, how does dark matter relate to the Nine? My understanding is it's non-reflective and has odd qualities, but is still natural.
The Nine are, in simple terms, made of dark matter. It tangles with enough mass like they do.
So the Vex are tapping dark matter from the anomaly. And that matter is tangled with the Nine's power. That must be what the Vex are keeping contained. Some live wire that lets them tap into whatever the Nine were doing, and reprogram it.
Carrying a lot of energy, probably enough to shatter that conflux pylon. That should lower the barrier and let us out.
You are here. This is where they refine their power.
Wait, I'm picking up Elixir signatures. The House of Exile just ignited a glimmer drill.
One enemy force stealing the Nine's power is enough. Shut down their operation. Then we deal with the Vex.
The last of the exiles. Now for the Vex. Guardian, you're looking for a series of conversion engines tied to conflict pylons.
Like I said, Guardian, leave it in flames.
last converter. Refinery. Whatever. The Vex can't convert any more dark matter. Wait. Vex mine incoming!
The overseer who holds Hourglass Sands.
I bet they bring just the same.
The Titan in me is blushing.
Our weapons won't work.
You'll need the Nine's power to punch through.
Why would the Vex need the Nine for shielding? I've seen a Minotaur phase through time to dodge an attack.
Against something paracausal, that phasing is a coin flip. The fourth dimension doesn't have that hindrance.
Knowing the Nine can subvert our agency is bad enough. But you're saying they can predict futures the Vex can't?
The Vex find a future that suits them. The Nine engineer one through intermediaries and pressure.
That's a subtle, insidious difference. What entitles them to bend our reality to their whims? Surely they follow some rules.
Ikora, I know what it feels like to have your autonomy brushed aside. That woman is dead. And Lodi worked hard to protect her memory, but in the eyes of the Nine, you exist simultaneously. A constant.
Stop, Orin. These borders matter. I know who I am. Maya's Vex co-opting Nine energy is a bad sign, even if you don't think they're working together.
I remember her, but her transformation is a blind spot. What happened that turned her into the Conductor?
A fragment of paracausal power touched down on Nessus, and one of her simulations rose out of the VexNet and claimed it. Originally, she was looking for her wife, Gioma, but the Vex she co-opted began to change, to individualize.
She will not find her wife here, but she will find a being who knows.
Good. I've got confirmed intel. The Vex mine maintaining the quarantine has the last strangelet we need to reach 3.
I find the tethers to the Nine are snapping. I feel like a live wire fraying. The charge is still there, sparking at the ends.
You won't miss that power? The station? It's a lot to walk from.
The Nine's power, the light, it all came from outside myself. I'm looking forward to finding what's left when that all fades away.
I'm glad to hear you say that, and that you're back with us. All the power in the world isn't worth having none over yourself.
That's strange. Some of the radiolaria in the Vex down here is reading as being from, well, not our timeline. They're trying to wall off our path. We'll have to push through some familiar territory to reach the mine maintaining the dampening field.
If the Guardian dismantles it, we'll have enough Strangelet capsules to safely reach the Singularity.
3's on the other side with our message. A step closer to an answer. One last leap of faith. If Maya can already manipulate time, why all this friction?
Unlike the Nine, they're bound by their dimension. Chronal flow applies to all. Time moves forward, never backward. I want answers too, Ikora. We're simultaneous.
Looks like we're about to hit resistance. Get ready.
Resistance. You have reached an end, little ghost. Seeking to avert a catastrophe after the fact. You will wear yourself down from battle before it ever cuts deep enough to draw blood. But you will try.
It's an ambush, Guardian. Get cover. They're trying to lock us in. Clear a path and let's look for a way to disable those barriers.
Was for me, Guardian, not you.
The Nine keeps stringing us along. Do they always get the future they determine?
Time is court notation. The known possible scale of everything, but if the tone is set, why scheme against fate? Still, the Nine try, don't they?
Chords have variance to a degree. Tiny alterations in a range.
You're catching on. The Titan in me misses helping people. The city might do me some good.
I'm glad to hear you consider it. You could help us retake Seoul. Start small. Maybe Chicago? Heavy Vex presence ahead. They're trading fire with the Exile raiding party.
But thankfully, no giant minotaurs this time.
The Archon must be using us as a distraction to breach the Vex quarantine.
Too bad they crossed paths with you, Guardian.
Guardians destroying that breach deactivated a nearby Exile city. I think they had sealed off one of these buildings.
A door in waiting. A bridge across space.
You know, there's remnants of Elixir technological signatures in the assimilated architecture here. The house must have been right on top of the anomaly before the Vex pushed them out.
The Archon's been trying to get back in ever since. It makes me think they'll make a push once we bring down the dampening field.
We'll need to be ready, but right now, we kill the noise. Kill the noise and hear our answers. I haven't felt this since I was emissary. One of the Nine want to speak.
Quitter. Is that you, Buttercup? Release me from those filthy, fleshy hands.
No! My hands resigned a broken contract.
Orin, what's happening?
An unthinkable glimpse. An order. Drawing pinpoint eversion.
No. Too cryptic, Quitter. You want to know how we saved you. Your big boy never tell you that. You are flimsy. For me to stay and burn a while, I'll make the one with the fetching fermions.
Gunsmoke! Stop! Speak to me, not through me. It's my will. Mine!
Quitting didn't take fully?
It did. It's me. I'm me. Those tethers I mentioned still stick to my skin.
If Maya really thought she was inevitable, she wouldn't be trying to stop us. Push through.
Everything's being scrambled by a Vex disruption signal. Follow the cabling and we should find the source.
response is not necessary. This is not a conversation. You're only meant to listen. How readily you obey fate. A leader without agency. A discarded puppet wrapped in her wires. And the weapon. Guardian, the Nine flatter you and themselves. But my enemies do not threaten me, because I do not allow it. I command their passivity. They cannot raise their weapons.
Looking forward to seeing it crumble.
The mine's defenses are linked to a series of shielded confluxes. I bet we can take it out with this.
There it is, Guardian. The Vex Mind has the capsule we need. I don't care what Maya says. We're on her doorstep, and she feels it.
I've had enough of this wall in my brain. I'm looking forward to seeing it crumble.
The mine's defenses are linked to a series of shielded confluxes. I bet we can take it out with this. That's it, Guardian. Bring them down.
Enough of this wall in my brain. I'm looking forward to seeing it crumble.
The mine's defenses are linked to a series of shielded confluxes. I bet we can take it out with this.
Thanks for the subs. Not yet. I'm gonna finish this DLC, then I'm on to Renegade.
That's it, Guardian. Bring them down.
No!
That should be the final Strangelet capsule. We did it. The quarantine field is failing.
We just detected a shockwave from the singularity.
My connection is still tethered. Ikora, I'm letting 9 in. Talk to me to talk to them.
We have questions.
Commander, answers later. Bask, perihelion around my maypole. But I do have a message for the weapon to be. Guardian, we knew saltwater would evaporate. Missiles aping its solar flares would collide. Humanity was destined to burn. 3 and I. Well, we looked at the Valley of Unknown Space. We saw our nature would nurture the conditions for uppercase light. Your resurrection was enabled by our hand for this purpose. Your action will end the looming horizon. For this you were positioned, set into orbit. This and 3's message to come. Always loved warming your armor, Sunshine.
The well is dry. I have no more answers. I'm sorry.
Wait, so the 9 are saying they planned for me to raise the Guardian?
We are not pawns. We determine our choices, not them. Let's get to the Altar of Relativity and get answers from 3 ourselves.
Higher tier loot. I think you gotta do like... There's like a portal or something, and then like... I could show you. Give me a second. How do I do this? So, for example, go to Vanguard Ops, right? Say you want to do like Nightfall or something, right? You basically just do harder difficulties of activities. Just do the hard mode, and you get higher tier loot. And you can like customize the difficulty too. You can add your own modifiers and stuff. It's actually really cool. What else? You can actually for some of my old stuff, I can actually increase the tier on it myself. Like this one, these weapons, I increased the tiers on these weapons myself. I'm trying to find another weapon that does it. This one? Some weapons I can't do it yet. Alright, here, see? Like, I can increase the tier on this one. And you can see your tiers right here. It's tier 1. I can make it tier 5. And tier 5... Tiers they're basically just masterworks. I think that's pretty much all they are. It's just masterwork gear. Honestly, yeah. Dude. Weapon tiers are a scam. They're literally just masterworking your weapon. You can masterwork your weapon. That's it. The only difference is with this system, you can earn masterwork weapons. Like before, you have to masterwork everything yourself. Well, now you can get it naturally in the wild. So you can find tier 3, tier 4s from doing harder activities. I think masterworking is more useful on like armor, or like tier 5 stuff is more useful on your armor. I don't know. I don't have any tiered armor yet. I don't have any tiered armor yet. But yeah, tiers are just masterworking.
My will is my own.
It's as
Ugly ass.
frightening as it is freeing. Don't misunderstand me. I didn't choose to be a light bearer. I did choose to be an emissary. And I chose to leave. I don't miss either life. I choose to bear truth. To share fragments I've stowed away from beyond the borders of known space. The knowledge I keep will save others. But first, there is a piece of myself that I left buried to grow in old soil. My ghost, Thol. We planted violet petals from the Golden Age. My hands bear shell. After we leave here, that's where I'll go. One brief respite until...
Everyone, we have the last Strangelet capsule. Guardian, we need to take this to the Altar of Relativity and get that door open.
This is it. I'm finally gonna learn why I'm here. Big moment. For all of you too, I'm sure.
Yeah. Round of congrats to everyone. But we're not out of the doghouse yet.
Drifter's right. I'm sure the Archon will be on the move soon now that the quarantine is down. And when he does...
Quiet. Yes, you have reached your goal and torn down my collective's quarantine. This is marginally impressive, but not beyond expectations. You are free to enter and play out your adventure. As I have said, I concluded my business there long ago. All that is left is to see if the Guardians really do make their own fate. Or if you will let the Nine puppeteer your power to their whims. Remember that it is they who manipulated you. They who spent your lives so recklessly to save themselves. They who see you as something less. All I am doing is all I have ever done. Improving a broken system. You may remain shielded. Or be drawn into a losing battle. Goodbye, Guardian.
Guardian, drop everything you're doing. The reactor for the Academy is experiencing criticality. If we don't halt Meltdown, it'll bury not just the Ionians, but trigger the Singularity's expansion. It's all at risk. Guardian, lead us in.
Guardian. Yeah, old armor you can't tier. You have to get new armor. And I want a new set of new armor because like they have set bonuses now. I don't want to show you, bro. What the heck? So yeah, you get perks now for wearing sets of a piece of armor. After I found a blow with the rocket launcher, grenade launcher, sprint first time, speed booster. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. Like it's just more stuff for your build. There's different sets now. So you have set bonuses. That's cool. What else? But yeah, you have artifacts. You can choose from any artifact. Not any artifact that ever came out ever, but they gave you some artifacts, and you don't have to level them up or anything. They have all these perks, and you can choose what perks you want to put on. And it's just it just helps with your build. It's more build crafting stuff. What else? I haven't gotten the new abilities yet. Basically, I need new armor so I can get a set bonus and tiers. And maybe some new abilities, maybe some new weapons, newer weapons, things like that. I gotta play around more with these artifacts. What else? Oh yeah, look at this. You could put. So I have an exotic on. You could make your exotic look like anything. Like it's sick. Universal ornaments. Awesome. So drip isn't an issue. If you buy drip from the store, you can just wear it. And you don't have to and you can use any exotic you want. Sick. There's a really good void build for Hunter right now. that I want to do. They nerfed my prismatic hunter build. It's kind of boring, this build anyways. I seen a cool solar build actually that I want to do. Is it a solar build or the void build I'll need to do? It's gonna take a lot of grinding. Like, I'm still only 357 power. Like, I think I need to be at least like 450 to even do like hard shit. The max is 550. So I'm just gonna play and grind. It's the power grind right now. Hop on, nigga. I know. I've noticed that too. Hop on, racist. Oh, watch. Oh, watch. I'll play Overwatch. Actually, I don't know. I need to grind this game. I might just grind Destiny. I need to get this shit done.
Guardian, this is an emergency. The Ionian's energy reactor is on the verge of going supercritical. We need to shut it down, now.
Didn't y'all just fix this thing?
Since the Guardian shut the Vex quarantine down, they're figuring out a way to get to the 9 without it.
If this reactor melts down, it'll charcoal Kepler and wipe out anyone trying to hinder the Vex from controlling the singularity.
And no one will be alive to stop them. Find what caused this.
Wild hunch, but I think the Guardian found the cause of the meltdown.
Focus on the reactor. Keep the Ionians safe. Then deal with the invulnerable Vex. We don't have much time, Guardian. Fight your way through and disable any power nodes you can find.
Every energy plant has to have a supply of coolant on hand to submerge the core in an emergency.
If you can find it, I'll route it back to the reactor, Hero. Go!
We need to get the Ionians evacuated. If this place goes nuclear, the temple, the caldera, everything is squarely within the blast radius.
Damn it. The Ionians are too dispersed to reach all of them before boiling conversion.
Damn it! This thing's hemorrhaging coolant like a severed head!
I'm beneath the reactor. Its reservoir is cracked, but I can contain the pressure. Obugan will just have to continually res me.
Ikora.
Don't worry about me.
help. 3 wanted us here alive. What if they could intervene?
Make the call. Guardian, buy Lodi time. I'm beneath the reactor. Approaching now.
Temps aren't stable yet, but we're making headway. Ikora, you holding together the coolant walls?
Keep going. Buy us anytime you can.
Something's wrong. 3 isn't talking. Flashes. Everything's on fire. Is this the collapse? Oily rain? Heads tip back. People don't know it's irradiated.
Lodi! We're running out of time!
Talk to me, please! 3, we need help! It's just showing me things. An eruption? In a tundra? A bear boiling in mud? In a forest of ash? 3! The reactor is melting down! We need you to help us! Stop showing me a meteor! Talk to me! Damn it, why are you showing me this? Why won't you help?
Cut the connection! Lodi, Orin, find cover. We're on our own.
The unknowable god doesn't want to help. What a surprise. They're just gonna leave you dying on repeat. One node left, hero.
Lodi, are you all right? Louis!
That was the collapse. And then a little earlier. And then way earlier. 3 won't talk, won't help. They just wanted to show us disasters.
We've got something more reliable than a god. Guardian, my faith lies with you. If they won't save us, then we'll just have to save ourselves.
Oh, hell yeah, sister. Now you get it.
The Nine murdered a mortal so she could be useful in her next life. And abducted her friend to use him as a puppet. They'll casually rearrange the life of the Guardian, but won't lift a finger to help. My role may be set, but I will not play it passively. I will hold the reactor together with my bare hands. I will move time and space to hold them accountable. And I will enact my future on my own terms. If the Nine want Ikora Rey so badly, then here I am.
There you are.
Your will is your own! Hell yes! That's what I'm talking about!
Underneath that thing, Ms. Rey?
Holding it together in there while the Guardian got it stable out here.
You always were a tough one. How many times did you die?
As many as it took to finish the job.
You got everything you need. Split that Hydra from the reactor. Then, let's finish the job.
shut down again. How stable are the Ionians' power sources? Will the altar still hold?
It's not a permanent solution, but our efforts should have given the Ionians generators a serviceable amount of juice. The altar should remain stable, and we'll still be able to get through.
3's waiting for us on the other side of that door.
Ms. Ray, not to rush us, but the Vex are flocking to the Singularity. We should follow. I want answers.
As do I. You and I have come too far not to know the reason why we're here. And we're only beginning to understand what they changed for the Guardian.
Wait, Guardian. Orin, hold up. I feel like the L train during rush hour. All of them are queuing up in here. The 9 need us.
The vote. Of course they want to do it now. I remember my own transfer. There wasn't much fanfare. Xur was miscreated. They seemed eager to move on.
Guardian, hurry. The 9 want to talk. Formally. And they're not too keen on waiting.
Yes. Pressed glass. Light shining. Standard procedure. Let them in.
Oh, good. I was worried they would start without...
Nice of you to answer. Quitter, your vessel is required.
You may borrow.
Your captured audience assembles.
Invitation to notarize transfer. Tonight the weapon answered.
Speak what 8 have spoken.
Quiet your clods and gases. We all have Elstons to be. But only one right now.
I hold the vessels. Old.
And new.
This quitter is an outcast, but still connected and useful.
This beautiful boy is the emissary to be. Paperwork permitting. And you, Guardian, you are the weapon we chose by right and trial.
The weapon guides the transfer on the edge of its paracausality to shroud this chained sequence, to fell Vex and parry prediction. Be ours.
Kneel! Kneel. And let your knobby quarks press the hadrons. Do all present here ratify this contract? Aye or nay?
Denial!
Predictable. My vote is aye. Obviously.
Emissary appointment, declination. Weaponized flesh tool, affirmation.
As you sustain us, you will sustain us. For accepts.
Yea. Unsheath the weapon. But reactionary choices. MT seated. Nay to the emissary.
Stupid to ignore threat, arm ourselves. We never move without intermediaries. Aye to all.
Complete, abject, insulted refusal!
Ridiculous! 6. We are at war. 1 casts our vote in the affirmative.
This council sees the weapon loosed, but stands unmoved to ratify an emissary. 8 votes cast. 1 remains. It is required. Weapon, you are charged with seeking the final vote. 3. Our vacant gives you what you need.
Never again.
I'm gonna throw up.
Seek 3 at the altar. All paths converge, Guardian weapon.
Guardian, all the 9 seem to know what the weapon is for, but I don't have a clue.
All I felt when they were talking about whatever you were for was terror.
Guardian, you've got an incoming call.
I know folks speculate about my haul behind my back. But what they don't realize is, I don't know a damn thing about it either. Arnor called it an engine of pure potential. But potential for what? I never knew, or cared. Long as I fed it dark motes, it kept spitting out primevals, and that was good enough for me. But since we arrived here, that old hall's been acting real squirrely, like it's trying to give me the slip. I never thought of the motes we put in there as sentient. Of course, all the baddies you dusted probably felt some kind of way about it. But the motes themselves, I reckoned they were just leftover scraps from your target practice. But the way the hall's yapping at me, I think maybe they wanted to be dunked. And now, they want out.
Lodi, before we get further, the woman you knew, what was her name?
Are you sure you need to know that, Ikora?
I want to know who I'm fighting for.
You're fighting for the most fearless person I know. And when we get to that god, you're going to ask him why they killed Dr. Nella Davis.
The transfer was successful. My senses are beginning to settle. I feel smaller.
Couldn't help but count while you all were calling the 9, but, where was 3?
Absent. And I remember only one. I'm supposed to tell you something.
You have your chisel, Orin. Use it, and find us clarity. The Vex and the Singularity. Maya's goal has always been to return to the Golden Age, but a black hole won't get her there.
But maybe a member of the 9 could. She came to make a deal with 3. Trade the current age for the Golden Age?
A trade like that wouldn't be possible. The 9 can bring anything forward in time, but nothing ever goes backward. 3 would have told her as much.
Maya's echo means no isn't an answer.
This sounds like it isn't about simple refusal, though. It's a matter of physical impossibility.
When Maya spoke to us in the Gorge, she said she did what she came here to do. But we're not back in the Golden Age. What did she try to do?
The echo can compel, but it cannot force the impossible. We can't worry about this now, Guardian. We need the Archon out of the way. Then we'll deal with Maya.
exiles! Prevent the Deathless advance!
Is anyone else freezing? Muscles are locked? I feel awful. Something's wrong. Orin?
I felt that too, the day after I quit. Joints locking up, frozen, head to toe. Something was very, very wrong. The Archon is hiding the truth from his people. Drifter, you need to bring your ship close. I'm remembering part of the message I was meant to deliver. Ready the derelict. Bring the wall.
What? Why?
Because I'm supposed to tell you now.
I'm nearly in eyesight. There's a lot of exiles on the ground.
More than any number can count. Annihilate 1 and 3 will roar in my voice. The Giver and its answers are unreachable. Exiles, take down the Deathless ship.
Taking heavy fire! just ran outside. Archon's not bluffing. Can't get close to whatever the hell that is. I'm taking too much fire.
No! This is how it happens, isn't it?
I don't need to breathe. Ikora, why don't I need to breathe? Am I dying?
Hold on, Lewis. We're almost there.
My chisel is sharp. The message is clear. I understand what was forgotten. 3 is dead.
The 9 that invited us here is dead?
I'm so sorry. It was like a block in my mind. The 9 wouldn't let me remember until now.
They brought us here to tell us something. They rearranged our entire lives. For what?
There has to be a reason. What type of message are we supposed to hear from the dead?
The end of endings has been revealed. See how the blood of the Giver feeds the singularity.
They're using 3's body to widen the black hole. They made the singularity. We need to hurry before we're overtaken.
Train the Giver. Devour its flesh beyond flesh, my exiles. Coast the infinite. And you, Deathless, I will cut you down long before the singularity grows large enough to swallow you.
The Archon is the only thing between us and the answers we deserve. Bury him, Guardian.
The grand design speaks of the end, dear ones. All of this is as foretold. It is why we prepare, why we readied our bodies and conglomerated our minds.
To be drawing power from the catch above. We'll need to power it down to get him out. Guardian, let's get to that catch.
Miles. Did I not foretell of a ruinous villain? The grand design promises victory in the face of our greatest foe.
powers draining from the cache. That should get the Archon out into the open.
Kepler will rend into infinity as exiles return, riding the miracles of the Event Horizon home. As you are fated to die, face me, weapon of the Nine! This was not the path of the grand design. Incorrect, false, trickster, deathless, ruiners! Or my exiles, recommand the servitors. Whatever they will find is their last. We must leave the singularity. We must rise to become House Ascendant. You flee as prophesied!
I just had the craziest idea I've ever had in my life. What if we can wake it up? What if that's what the Hall is for? Play the game. I spent years filling it with energy. The Hall knows what it was made for.
3 intervened so Drifter would bring the means to revive them. Brought Lodi to give them a voice. Summoned the weapon and myself so we would hear their message.
I don't want to see 3 again. You were brought here to raise the dead, bring them to life. They'll close the tear. Wake them and listen.
Orin, wait. This call is different than the others? What happens to me if they're dead?
I guess you'll find out.
Guess so. Whatever you see, don't worry about me. I was made for this. Line's open, weapon.
On your signal, hero.
You got us here, Guardian. Now get us the answers we deserve.
When you're ready.
Not running from this one. As much as I'd like to. Not every day you resurrect a god.
You stand here, that I would not die alone again.
If you cannot give me what I want, what can you do?
Still I die afraid, at your sister's command.
You are a being who bends all rules. Why do you fear breaking this one?
A death ensures extinction. Listen carefully, children of my earth. To survive, you must bind the Nine. It cannot be done. The weapon will do it. Strike true, weapon. Goodbye, Ambassador. Goodbye, Commander.
Come, coward.
That's a neat little trick. Thanks, friend. I'm fine. I'm dead again. Or 3 is dead again. The 9 can't exist here. Same as we can't exist in a painting.
3 said their death starts a chain reaction that leads to extinction. But if they went through all the trouble to get us here, to send a message to the children of their Earth...
Then it must be a warning, not a promise. 3 gave us instructions to prevent extinction.
Find the 9. A dying wish to save... us. We're asked to do something we're told is impossible, on threat of universal extinction. All 3 of our lives altered by the 9 to bring us here. To receive the message. Guardian, weapon. Ambassador Lodi. And me. Vanguard commander, apparently.
And I never meant to go into politics. I still don't know what I am now. But I know I'm still me. I want to help. I want to say hello. The heavens aren't raining fire yet. All we can do is pray that 3 bought us the time we need and get to work.
It's back. The hall is back, like it never left. Take a good hard look. 9 touched. They won't let me go. We eat our hearts out trying to help, but things always get worse. That's fate. Long life just means you get a good view of the carnage.
We're not out of the game yet.
Yeah. We're in it. As pawns.
I'll go after him. We will figure this out.
Yes, ma'am. You both know my situation. This is my time now. I want to be of service. Is there a place on Earth for me?
What kind of colleague would I be to leave an agent behind?
When 3 spoke through me, I think I saw time the way they do. Flat. Like I was high up and could see my life all at once. It was hard to make out where I came from. It was so far away, but I could see where I am. I fit here. Like 3 knew I was the best agent to poach. What can I say? I bring that special something you won't find for another 1,000 years. From that vantage, way up high, I saw that I don't go back. And someday that'll be okay. Because I'm needed here. I can be the emissary humanity needs. Create a bridge between us and the extra-dimensional suits. Find the 9. It'll be dangerous. Sounds fun.
I'm the emissary now. 2 feet in 2 worlds. Orin said first thing she did was make a new look for the role. I think she was onto something. Everyone in the future just has the worst sense of style. I'm sorry. I can't hold it in anymore. You are wonderful people, but you all look ridiculous. Anyway, if you're looking for next steps, Weapon, I've got intel on something that might interest you. The 9 found something from the old office. Thought you might be interested.
Guardian, Lodi shared with me what 3 told you. Showed you that their death was at the Conductor's hand. She didn't get what she wanted, but in her tantrum opened something more frightening. The Singularity. It's coming from inside 3. It will lead to unknown space. Follow her and find what the Conductor and her Vex intend to do now they killed the one being who could help them.